nobody in the feed, but I'm just going to refresh my little thing right here. So basically what I wanted to do today is just a last minute live. I have a light to fix right here. I want to do maybe a little bit of a tour here as well. So I'm just going to wait till a few more people come on the live here. Obviously it's not advertised or anything like that. This is just kind of last minute. So yeah, I thought I would just kind of bring you along just to show you how I'm going to fix this light. It literally fell off. There was just a little sticky pad underneath here. So I want to repair that. And I'm going to keep alive of the chat here as well. So there we go. That was weird. I can see all the way infinitely into the video there. So anyways, there are 9 people right now. So basically I'm going to do a little bit of a tour. This is a non-scripted, yeah, just last minute video. Everybody's out kind of doing some errands. So I thought I would just kind of pop on here and do a little bit of a tour. Plus I have this light, which I have to repair. It's been like just sitting here for the last week or so. And I know these cacti and succulents, they need their light. So I do have one light already here, and then I have the other one that is right back there. So it simply just fell off those little sticky tabs. So I'm gonna try and peel that off, and maybe I'll leave those on just as almost like a reference, because I have to use my drill, and then I'm gonna place the light in these little clamps so they go on the back like that, and I'm going to screw them into place so they don't fall off, because every time I come downstairs, this one's, it's on top of my plants, and it doesn't get like scorching hot, but I just don't want it to burn any of the plants. And I have to watch out for this one right here. This thing is like a needle, and every time I poke my finger in it, and it's not good. So thanks to, there's 13 of you guys now that are in the live. So Velcro tape I'm going to use for my lamps. Yeah, this one, it's a little tricky. I used Gorilla tape. So what I did is, so here's the end of the connection there. I unplugged it, but I did Gorilla tape both ends, and it still fell. And obviously I kind of tied up this one here as well, put some tape on the wall, it stripped it, not good. So yeah, what's everybody doing on this Saturday? We just had a big dump of snow the other day, so that was great. But yeah, otherwise we've had some really nice temperatures, and then we kind of had a little bit of a cold snap. So can you tell me how to bring back my English lavender, which are potted from last year? I have no experience with lavender, so my apologies. I wish I had some advice to give you. But this is tomorrow's video. It's on orchids, so I'm just kind of making a thumbnail, but I'll start over here first. So this is my IKEA Rudsta cabinet. This one I've had for quite some time, and it's gone through a lot of, I guess, transitions. Right now it's primarily anthuriums in here, and occasionally it does seem to get a bunch of thrips. So thrips will just kind of ravage it, but right now it's looking okay. Here's one of the like older leaves, I guess, and it has this kind of like white fuzz stuff on it. So I don't know if it's spider mites or if it's actually thrips. I really haven't seen any thrips in this cabinet for a while. So, and everything is getting new growth, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, I'm gonna grab my pencil here. My jade posts. Yeah, I made one today, and I think I made one a couple days ago, or yeah, on my mother jade here. This is the one that I chopped off every single leaf and branch last year, gave it a hard prune as well. So you can see it's doing really, really well. So you know what? I have to stop saying so. I say that so often in my videos. I'm trying to mentally not say it anymore. I'm just going to look at my live feed over here. Hello, everybody. So yeah, this cabinet, it's doing really well right now. I've been spraying off the plants, giving them fertilizer and keeping up on my watering as well. So got some nice larger leaves. Got a couple orchids down here. This one's just a phalaenopsis. Looks like it's about to flower there pretty soon. These ones, I can't remember what kind they are, but the flowers are hiding back behind this leaf here. So I don't even know which anthuriums these are anymore. This one is the King of Spades. I can't remember the name of this one. Radicans or something like that, but doesn't really matter because they're all beautiful. And yeah, so far they're doing okay, I guess. Oh, there's another new leaf back there. So yeah, this is my anthurium cabinet. Here's another orchid. These are the 3D printed orchid pots. This one's not doing good. It's got maybe like a little new growth down here, but the roots, they definitely took a little bit of a beating when I potted it up. Here's another pot that I 3D printed, and this one's doing okay. So that is the cabinet. Here is the Anthurium pterodactyl. This is one of my favorites. I just love these large lobes. And then these hanging pots, they're not doing so good. This one's got a new growth point right there. This one's pretty much rotted right back, except you can see a little bit of green there. So we still have a little bit of struggles, and I got to place a plant in there. So that's the cabinet. And then here's the large water-grown monstera in the jacuzzi. I recently added some more water in. It probably dropped maybe an inch or two, so I had to top up the water, put in some more nutrients, and yeah, there is no fish in here. I decided to not add any fish just because I don't have a filter, and it has the nutrients, and sometimes I add that pH down, so it does have some chemicals in there. But so far this thing is holding up, and it's got a new leaf already. So I did make a short little post on this, and yeah, look at that. Look at those holes. So I'm curious to see if this leaf will size up to the same size as these other ones here. So there, I said it. I said so again. Okay, back to the chat. I'm just going to be coming back and forth. So this is my kind of basement setup. So I have my plant workshop table, I have my computer desk, and my 3D printer, and then all my cabinets and stuff like that. So I really don't like show my whole basement. It's kind of a disaster downstairs here right now, but this is what it looks like. And I got my TV area over there. But these are all of my plants. So I haven't done any 3D printing lately, and this thing is dusty. So today is a chores day, downstairs as well as upstairs, just making sure everything is clean. So I'll go over all through these plants here in a minute. But for those joining, the main goal for today is to secure this light back onto the bottom of the shelf, because these cacti and stuff need some light. And my liverwort, I'm just going to put the camera down here. I just have it on a very small tripod, and I'm just going to open this up. Look at this. This thing is like consuming the container. I don't even know where those two little cacti are. So this is super, super neat. Looks like it might need a little bit of moisture. I might even have to find a larger container for this, because it's outgrowing it. It looks like an alien plant. When's the updated cabinet tour? The one I just did? Cabinet tour, like the IKEA cabinet? Is that what you're referring to? Someone said, I like the way you say so. Now, I am Canadian, and instead of saying a after my sentences, I just, for whatever reason, subconsciously say so all the time as a way to end my sentences. I should really say A. Oh, yes, the cabinet. So I just showed the cabinet. This video will be available once the stream is done as well. I'll keep it uploaded, or it'll upload to kind of like my regular videos. Paul says, love your channel. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to kind of pop on here and just kind of check in with you guys, see what you're up to, give a little bit of a tour today, and then fix that light because it's been like that for a while. So I want to send, whoops, I missed it. So on my phone, which I'm filming with, every time there's a new comment, it pops up very briefly, but sometimes it's, and then it just disappears before I can finish reading it. I want you to send me a plant. Can you do it? Which plant? Typically, I don't send plants, and I don't sell them. Yeah, especially if you're in the US, like we can't ship plants, or I can't ship plants to another country, but I guess what plant are you specifically looking for? Oh, where's my water? Little tickle. A seed. Uh-oh, I dropped my pencil in the garbage here. The water monster would be a nice challenge to sense. Oh, geez. You'd need a U-Haul truck to haul that thing around. It weighs a lot, so it is not moving from this spot. And then today I made just a short little video on my jade plant that I grew horizontally. So this came off of the mother plant, and I literally just placed it on the floor here, just kind of keeping it for plant content. And then I honestly just forgot about it, and it actually started to sprout roots from the bottom. So I just laid it in this pot horizontally, and as you can see, it's now grown vertically. So I did take some footage this morning for a video which I hope to post in maybe like a month or two, and I want to see how long it actually takes for a new leaf to fully like emerge and develop. So my guess is that once it starts to kind of poke through the top, this is the one that I'm following right here, there's a very small little speck. Once it starts to poke through the top, I'm guessing probably about a month before it fully emerges and then makes a new section of the stem, like a new node. So that is, yeah, an exciting little video that I hope to have out in the next month or so. But everything is looking super, super good on this. All these little leaves are sun stressed and looking gorgeous. This is another one. I just had some random cuttings and then some individual leaves, which I placed in this one. My goal is to, at some point, find a container or a pot large enough that I can combine all these. And then I just want to make like a little mini jade forest and keep them very short and compact. And yeah, I'm hoping to just continue on with this type of horizontal growth. And same with this one here too. I put it down horizontally, and you can see it's already started to grow vertically, which is pretty cool. Like in its natural habitat, if a branch breaks, this is what it'll do. It'll just fall on the ground and it will sprout up to a new plant. Back to the chat. Really like the look of the jade plant with the stems on the ground. Yeah, it's awesome. It just kind of happened by chance, and yeah, it turned into a cool little project for sure. Bulgaria. I don't think I'll be sending you a plant from Canada to Bulgaria. That I don't know how long it'll be, but that one might be a difficult one. Okay, continuing on with the plant tour. So this is how I have to get through. This like is my little aisle to the back of my work studio there, and this leaf is completely in the way. So I have to like fold this leaf almost like a little gate and then get back here. So this is what the plant looks like. If there's little pauses, I'm just trying to read the chat here as well. Oh, if I touch the screen, it will highlight. So, okay. Now, just to get to these plants, I have a few back here. This one is just some sort of epiprenum. I think it might be the Baltic blue. And then here is my Monstera aurea. Ooh, it's getting a new leaf. Beautiful. Here is my competition pothos, the one that I had with Matt from TechPlant. This thing has done nothing for probably about 8 months. You can see it's got some pest damage. I think thrips or spider mites have been kind of nibbling away at this one. I've been spraying it down quite frequently, and the reason why it hasn't produced any new leaves, there's a new one coming out right now, but I have it on this like wood plank, and I propagated the roots, or the, I guess, portion of the stem with my little rooting window. So the reason why it hasn't produced a new leaf in months is because it's establishing a root system large enough to sustain new growth or new leaves of this size. So that's the problem with growing a plant on a plank, and then once it outgrows the plank, you chop it. It takes a long time before it reestablishes the root system, and typically you get smaller leaves than the previous ones. So this is one of the larger leaves, and it's now gone down to this size. So yeah, this is an alocasia, which I have in pawn. This is the Gagiana aurea. There's a number of cuttings, or a number of stems in this plant. So I like to keep it like that so it looks nice and full. Here's another alocasia back here. Okay, this Monstera is like really in my way. I didn't anticipate. Here is another epiprenum. I think this is just another Baltic blue. That's getting some holes in there. And then my gorgeous Mandula pothos. So this one's been doing really, really good. Then here's the Olivia Mandula variety. Down here is the lemon meringue pothos. Look at these leaves. Look how gorgeous that is on this plank. Stunning. One of my friends always laughs at me because I say stunning all the time as well. Here is the green on green pothos. Or no, the global green pothos, sorry. This one is on a plank as well. This one's super cool. I want to put the global green on a moss pole. Then here is a large Cebu blue. Here's another epiprenum. I think this one might be the yellow flame, but it's reverted. Here's my Syngonium chiapense. This one's hasn't been doing the greatest. Right now it's in water. It was back there before. Hasn't really done much because I've completely neglected it. I'm just gonna put my light right back there. My large golden pothos, this one's, oh, she's dry. She needs some water. It's getting a new leaf, so I'll have to do some watering today as well. Here's a marble queen, my tetrasperma. This is one that I had in the great tetra race, or the sperm wars, according to TechPlant. I've neglected these for sure. Looks like there's maybe a little bit of pest damage, but this newest leaf has a little hole, a little perforation there. And this one is my Monstera Burl Marks Flame. I thought I was gonna, looks like it might be getting a new leaf here soon. Back here is my Monstera Elbow with the loop-de-loop aerial root. Look at this crazy thing. I've never seen anything like that. It just keeps like going in circles. Just keeps raveling up. This is another Burl Marks Flame, I believe. I have one in water. Ooh, look at that grimy stuff. And this one, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, it's the Epiprenum Bali Hahnemann, I believe. So the leaves are starting to get a little bit bigger. And then tomorrow's video is all about these orchids. Basic orchid care, I guess. This is my Paphiopedilum. Its flower is gorgeous. It flowered for me last time as well, but it actually had 2 flowers from the plant. And the interesting thing about these Paphiopedilums is it will only flower once from the main plant. What it does is it'll sprout off new growth or side growth. It will basically produce an entirely new plant, and then that plant will eventually push out a flower, and it will only flower once. And then here is a big, beautiful white one. And then it's kind of like a maroon. A couple others are starting to get flowers there as well. Do I use plant tags? I used to, but I think with the exception of a couple, like that Epiprenum down there, I don't use plant tags anymore, and it probably would benefit me if I had them on my anthuriums. So, oh no, that's not good. This is my other soil-grown Monstera. We got some root issues, so it's probably, ooh, it's gotten its roots poking through the top here, so it's probably root bound. At some point, it's probably been too dry, or maybe it's, my guess would be it's too dry. So a little damage here. This thing is looking rough. This is the newest leaf. It looks like it's finally hardened off, but one day I came downstairs and this light was touching the leaf and it just roasted it. So, and then here is my Thai constellation. This one is in soil. It's a super slow growing one, but I do have one in water, which I'll show you as well. That one is doing way better. And then here's a, ooh, everything needs water. A crispy, I probably should have watered before I did this video. I wasn't even thinking of anything. But this one is looking a little bit droopy. This is another Mandula that I'm growing on a moss pole. I just have way too many plants to water. I try and water kind of throughout the week and try and keep up on it. Under here, I have the Alocasia Jacqueline. It's getting a new leaf right there. This one I recently placed in this horizontal pot, and it did not go into any shock whatsoever. So I combined 2 pots into one, and then I added a little Gagianicorm in there, and there's another little Jacqueline. But this thing is just loving this spot. So it's underneath my Monstera, and the only light it gets is from these 2 little bulbs, and it's doing really, really well. So this one is pushing out a leaf, and then this one down here you can see is getting a new leaf as well. Might have to chop this one off. I did get rid of my, oh, everything is dirty. I got a lot of plant chores to do. I did get rid of my Global Green Pothos up here in last week's video. It was about throwing out houseplants. It was just not looking good, so that one is gone. Here is the Philodendron Golden Goddess. I've had this one for probably 5 years now. This is a bunch of Alocasia. Can't remember exactly which one this is, but my little water gauge is showing dry, so I'm going to give this one some water. This is my tissue culture Spiritus Sancti, which I grew, or I bought as a, I guess I should say, in the little tissue culture flask in the growing media. So I deflasked it, how do you say that, flasked it? Flasked it? I don't know. But anyways, I took it out, cleaned it up, potted it up in a little humidity dome, and this one has been doing really, really good as well. So these strap-like leaves are beautiful. And this looks like, yeah, maybe this one, or this one is the latest leaf. Can't remember which one this is either, but I do have a few philodendrons left. I really don't buy them anymore just because they are big time thrip magnets. And then here is my larger, ooh, this one feels dry. This is the Alocasia Dragon's Breath. This leaf is going to get cut off, but look at these leaves. They are beautiful. And then a crispy, dry, bug-ridden lemon meringue. I'm going to chop this one up. It needs water though. And then here is a fresh leaf from this philodendron, which I don't know. I can't remember which one this was. But up here is one of my favorite ferns. This is the kangaroo paw fern. I have it in this Wally Grow pot. This thing is insane. Like, it is exploded in growth. You know what? I'm going to come back over here just because I've been missing out on the chat for a while here. So I'm just going to catch up on any messages because nothing's been coming up on the chat here for a while. So I'm just going back in some of the chats here. So hi from France. What's your guys' weather like today? We still have snow on the ground. Like I said at the start of the video, everything was like dry, super dry. You know, one of my favorite things to look at in Saskatchewan here is prairie crocuses. I went out hiking last week and I heard that they're in the valley and that sort of thing, but we had a big snowstorm and kind of a cold spell, so we got probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 centimeters of snow, which everything's snow covered again. We're back in the plus temperatures. Next week it's supposed to be like 21 degrees. So basically went from like winter full into spring, summer temps. So 90 in South Carolina. I wish. Watertown, New York, 75 today, snow tomorrow. Yeah, that's exactly what the weather is like in Saskatchewan as well. It just kind of flip-flops back and forth. It's been a weird spring for sure. We've had some really nice days up in the double digits, and then, you know, a couple days later it'll be snowing or kind of that sleet type stuff. So, okay, making our way through the plants here. This is my shelf that I just did. There's the kangaroo paw fern, and then I have a bunch of alocasias, which I'll go through right here. Just so you can see, downstairs it is 22 degrees Celsius and 30% room air humidity. I'm going to grab a little sip of water. Gotta go through the gate. I think I missed the philodendron Columbia, SP Columbia is down here. Oh, it's got a new leaf. Look at that. It's like literally going through the forest. Look at that leaf. Oh, does it have thrip damage? Yep. It does. Constantly. This is still sizing up, but look how gorgeous this leaf is. Lima, 26 degrees. I wish. I enjoy Saskatchewan. Like, it's quite a diverse province, but I can handle colder temperatures for maybe like a month or two. But this year, I think we first got snow in like November, and it's April. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Here is my other competition pothos. I call it, or Matt from Tech Plant calls it the sperm wars, but this thing has like 8 moss pole extensions, and it's gone all the way up to the top there. And I did have to cut it down because it actually hit my ceiling, and then it left these like disgusting streaks up there. So I don't know what that was about, but I had to cut it back. So I don't know what we're doing with that series. I might do like one update, but it's on a permanent hold, I think. Here's the Alocasia microlithiana. Here's the Frydek. This one, it just doesn't do well for me. Got 2 stumps. This one's literally a nub. Doesn't do anything. This one has, like, this leaf is absolutely gorgeous, but it only puts out like 1 at a time. So, yep, here's another Gagiana, just a random pot of Alocasia. This one I love, but it constantly gets like spider mites or thrips or something, but this is the batwing. Like, look how cool that leaf is. And here's a cup of the dragon scale. Got a few plants in there. This one's always just kind of looked not good. Cupria, I got to repot this because it's starting to flop over. I do have a, what is this one called again? Golden something, I think. This one's a cool leaf. And then these guys back here. This is one of my more recent purchases. This is the Alocasia Dragon Scale Mint. And look at this newest leaf. Let's get it under the light here so you can see. What does that say? Dragon Scale looks like the Cupria without the copper sheen. From side by side. Yeah, I can see it. This one's the silver one, and I think this is just the regular one. So I did combine a bunch a little while ago. I should take you over to my other Monstera area. Oh, geez, I just about knocked over my flowers here. Have to get around my Monstera there. So is there anything that you guys want to see? Do you have any questions, anything like that? I will get to my little light here momentarily, but I'm just going to show the rest of my Monsteras over here. Yeah, this one, I've always, like, honestly struggled with it. It's just never looked great, and I can't figure out, like, look at this thing. It's like flopping out of the pot. This is by far the most leaves I've ever had on this Cupria. Usually it has like one or two, and they're sized up. But I do want to put it in, I'm going to show you my mess down here, one of these larger pots with pon, so that I can stabilize it a bit more. I'm hoping that I can find some corms in there, and then I will pot them all up together. And over time, as those corms grow along with this plant, then I should have a bushy plant. The only problem is, and I was actually thinking about that last night, is I don't want to put this like really heavy, large pot on this shelf. It's really secure, but I don't want this shelf to ever fall. So if I do repot it, I might have to find a different spot for it. And look, I really don't, maybe on the floor over here somewhere, but I really don't have space. Maybe something from down there up to here. I don't know what I'll do yet, but the bonsai project going. Someone said, how's the bonsai project going? I'm assuming you mean the Portlacaria afra or the mini jade. Someone actually commented on that this morning. Whoops, just playing with the tape here. Someone actually commented on that this morning in another video, and right now I have filmed some like primary clips for that plant. Basically, right now in spring, it's in natural sunlight, so that's all it's getting. It's not undergrow lights or anything like that. So it started to push out some new growth, and now I pruned it back. So there, like the first part of the video will be me pruning, and then now I'm just going to let it sit for the next few weeks, and it can get new growth, and then I can just see how it's going to shape. But I haven't done any of the like wiring or anything like that. I did leave a couple branches, but I wanted it to be a little bit more of a dense canopy structure. So probably in the next month or so, probably around the same time as when this video is going to come out with the update with those leaves. But it is coming. I just kind of filmed it a couple days ago, did the prune, and yeah, that's the update with that. I envy so much your orchids. The flowers, so beautiful. Mine are stumped, grow leaves that are healthy but no flowers. Tomorrow, this video is coming out, and I basically talk about everything to do with orchids and how I grow them. So everything from light, water, and flowering. And I guess I'll tell you that little trick that my orchids, or that I've done with my orchids, is they need a period of cooler night temperatures. And I think I forgot to say that in the video. So right now it's 23 degrees Celsius. At night over the winter, I would bring my thermostat down to about 19 degrees. So you want at least 4 degrees or more cooler at night. I don't know why I'm using with, it's like my little wand. You want a cooler nighttime temperature for at least, I think they say about 2 to 4 weeks. And that will entice those orchids to rebloom. And all of them are blooming right now, with the exception of one. So I have a bunch upstairs as well. This one I don't think is blooming, but this one down here has a flower spike. This one, the flowers are going to start. These ones have been here for several weeks already. And this one, I think, has been here for maybe about 2 weeks. This one's beautiful. And I just let them hang. Like, I don't stake them up or anything like that. I just let them kind of dangle. So I forgot these couple plants back here. This is the Anthurium brownii. It was ravaged by thrips, so I cut off every leaf. And yeah, this is a beautiful one. I actually won this one. It was an Instagram contest. I can't even remember from where. It was like Quebec or something like that. But I had never won anything on an Instagram contest, but I won like a pack of 5 plants, and this was one of them. And I think this might be the only remaining plant. So, and then of course my little cacti collection. I'll talk a little bit more about once I fix that light, which I gotta get that done today. So anyways, I'm gonna come over to the rest of my monsteras over here. Last message, and sorry for the spam. Don't be sorry. This is why I do the lives. I want questions and yeah, anything you guys have to say. But any cacti and succulents. Do I have any? I have a bunch down here. I have my jade plants over there, but all of my cacti, or most of my cacti and succulents, are upstairs. Yeah, I have a bunch in my window. I have my whole south-facing window, the ledge, is filled with cacti. And then I have a plant shelf with a bunch of cacti, some more little mini Phalaenopsis orchids, and some other plants. So, but today I'm going to stay just downstairs. Maybe I'll do an upstairs live or something next time, if you've never seen the upstairs stuff. I just love to look at them. They're so nice. Any chocolate soldiers. I have no idea what that is. I'm assuming it's a plant. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat here. We're up to 40 people. Now over here, oh, I don't even know how to pronounce those ones, so I'm not going to. This is my bathroom over there, right there. That's where I do all of my plant watering. I usually have a garden hose from my laundry room all the way to the bathroom, but it leaked a little bit the other day, so it's not in the bathroom right now. The hose, I just forgot to turn it off all the way, so there was a little bit of a puddle in my bathroom. So I have my little dehumidifier in there right now running. It's all gone. That was a few days ago, but anyways, getting off topic. So over to these plants here. So this is another area of my basement that I don't show very often. It's just an absolute mess. I have a bunch of grow lights and just other stuff stored underneath this piano, my treadmill. Yeah, this is a mess. So this doesn't make the cut for most videos, but since it's the live, I'll bring you guys into this part of the basement here. So yeah, there's my little piano. So yeah, back here I have a regular monstera. I put 3 stems on one moss pole. It's in soil. This one is the mother plant, the Monstera cereana. Here's the top cut. So I chopped this one, I propagated, I air layered it, and I put it in this pot. So now I have two. And you can see this is where I made the cut. It activated this node. It pushed out this leaf. I have to keep an eye on it because it looks like there might be some variegation there actually. I don't know if that's just, I don't know. I'll have to watch that, see if this new leaf has any, maybe a little bit at the top. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. This one, that's pest damage. That's not pest damage. Play something on the piano. I'm not very good. Oh man, I'm just realizing this thing is so dusty. Look at this. I gotta dust it. This is my grandmother's piano. I inherited it, and it's now in my basement. Yeah, I'm not very good. I just I dabble, but I'm playing the, I'm learning the Minecraft song. Super dusty. This one back here is the Monstera Brazil, or at least that's what it was sold to me as. So the Seriana, it has less lobes at the top, I believe, whereas this one has kind of larger lobes, and I think, oh no, it's the Seriana where these fenestrations come pretty much to right at the center, and then this one I think has larger gaps, I believe, with these larger lobes. I could be wrong. I might be getting my information totally wrong, but this one is the Monstera Mint. It's kind of tucked in back here. So this one's a beautiful variety. This one, I think this is the green on green. This one is the Monstera Tricolor. So it has green, white. Oh no, this is the green on green. This is the yellow Maryland. I'm getting them mixed up here. This is the yellow Maryland right here. This one is the Tricolor. This is not looking the greatest. This is the original leaf. So this one gets two-tone green and then some white splotches. What's your favorite between the Burrow Marks Flame, Seriana, or the Brazil? Right now, I would probably have to say the Seriana, just because of how fast it grows. If you want a very vigorous growing Monstera that puts out consistent leaves, it's this one. Like, look at this gorgeous leaf. Beautiful. This one says, hi, I'm not really into plants and I want to know if an aloe vera could survive in medium indirect light. I think generally they're higher light plants, but definitely it can survive in those lower light conditions. What did it say? My chat disappeared. Medium indirect light. Oh, for sure. My son has one in his window, like in his basement window here, and it like hasn't received water for months, and it's still green, it's still healthy, and he's taking care of it better than I could. I honestly don't do well with aloe vera plants for whatever reason. It's just, yeah, I can't keep them alive. Here's my water grown Thai constellation. So I placed it in this bigger jar of water. So, like, look at these leaves. And then here's the newest one. It's still sizing up, and it now has a little perforation there. But look at the size of these leaves. So, and then this one down here. So this is the tricolor. This is the yellow Maryland. And then this one is the green on green, which I have on this wood plank. And then this is a Brazil leaf, I guess, node cutting. I did have two leafless nodes, which I placed in here, and they dried up. So that, yeah, I threw them out the other day. But that is my little monster corner here. And that's, yeah, I love the way it looks. And this one has me worried because I'm hoping it grows as large as my regular green one, but honestly, I have no idea where I would put it. if it grew that large. So and we'll come over back here. I do have a couple philodendrons. This is the Summer Glory. It is a crawling philodendron. And where's my pencil? I gotta bring my back up. I did chop it up. So it was like one long stem, I guess. And it kind of reached the end. So I chopped it and then it sprouted a bunch of new growth points. So here's a new growth point and there's one. Do you have a Jose Bueno? I did at one point, or at one time, but I threw it out just because every leaf, I don't know if it was something wrong with the plant, whether it was diseased or whether it was pest, but every time a new leaf would come out, it would just look like super unhealthy. So I did have one. It may have been up here at some point, but over the last maybe 2 years, I've really weeded out my philodendrons simply because they are just absolute thrift magnets. But I did have one, I don't now. I prefer the flame because it grows slow. That's actually a good characteristic if you're looking for a slow growing plant. They got beautiful leaves like mine down here. They are pretty slow growing, but yeah, if you like slower growing plants, then that's definitely a good one. Your plants look great, thank you. I don't want to kill plants because it costs money, and it's just a lot of guilt when I end up killing one. Yeah, I've killed and thrown out many plants over the years, mainly for two reasons. One, I underwater a lot of my plants, and these ones are all the plants that survive my neglect. And then obviously thrips and spider mites and stuff have really knocked down my collection over the years. So I'm focusing on a few varieties. One being alocasia. They are hard to grow for me just because I have fairly harsh temperatures. Well, not temperatures, but humidity. Like downstairs here, it's 29 degrees now. Generally, these need a little bit more humidity, but they seem to be doing well. When I place them in leca, it's just, they do fairly well in this medium. So they have very thin kind of fibrous roots, and I've just had really good success with growing them in pond. I know some people prefer other mediums like soil or things like that. So this is what works for me. So alocasia, monstera, obviously succulents, cacti, orchids, pothos plants, and then I'm not buying any more anthuriums, but I will maintain this cabinet with the anthuriums in there. So those are the ones that I'm focusing on right now and that do well in my conditions here. Okay, I'm just going to talk about these ones quick. Just going to get this out of the way. Yeah, just some random cacti. This one. Are you interested in other types of orchids? Yes. Other than your classic Phalaenopsis, I don't know if you were here when I showed my Paphiopedilum, but this one is really easy for me. They like lower light and have these really stunning leaves. It's currently in moss, and yeah, look at this flower. It's one of the most beautiful flowers. What did that say? Do anthuriums do better in pond? I don't think so. You can try it. I've placed one in pond before, and it. Whoops, my pencil dropped. Oh, I gotta get back over there. I've placed them in pond before, and they really didn't take to it. So I just grow it in aeroid mix, like they're all in soil, the VeryPlants soil, and they seem to do well. And I have them in these like double cups. So I have, or I'll take one out. Where is it? A smaller one. So I have it in these like double cups. So the bottom cup will have like little slits and holes and that sort of thing for drainage. And then I just lock in the humidity with these double cups like that. So that's how most of them are. And they seem to do much better just because Otherwise, they dry out way too fast, and then they get misshapen or deformed leaves. A little sip of water. That flower is spectacular, absolutely. When I bought this plant, it was flowerless, and I wasn't expecting a flower for years just because they only flower once with that one plant. But it actually flowered like the next year, and then it pushed out a new side growth, and then now it's flowering again. So it's flowered now twice for me. Have you tried sulfur to get rid of thrips? No. I did have some systemic for a little bit at one point. I've tried numerous sprays. Right now, years ago, I've already come to the understanding that I'll never get rid of them. It's only just managing them at this point. So, my plants, they look healthy, but they have pests. So it's just managing them right now. And the problem is you could spend like hundreds of dollars on beneficial mites, sprays, all that kind of stuff. But here in Saskatchewan, in the fall, so kind of like mid to late August, if you just look at certain plants outside, you'll see, like I grew a bunch of sunflowers last year. So they love hot and dry conditions. And on my sunflower, it was just like coated with thrips. So when you have your windows or doors open, or they come in on your clothes, pets bring them in. So it's almost impossible where I live to completely eradicate them, just because, yeah, they're everywhere outside. They're in the farm fields, they're on sunflowers, raspberries, everything outside. So it's really challenging, and I don't want to spend, or just waste money on treating for thrips. That's why I have my garden hose down in the basement here. So I will bring most of my plants over to the bathroom here, and I just spray off the leaves as part of a pest management. It's raining here in Toronto. I moved everyone out to have a bath. I must be having some pretty nice temperatures. Today's really nice here in Saskatchewan. I'm in Regina. But for the last couple days, we had a big blast, a late blast of winter. It wasn't cold, it was just snowing, which I'm ready for spring. Just trying to look back on the chat here, so just make sure I don't miss anything for you guys. I think that's all I wanted for my plants, or like all of these ones. This is just a Home Depot purchase that I bought a little while ago. This thing is a death trap. It has like razor sharp little spines there. I hate thrips. Yep. So downstairs I'm dealing with thrips, and upstairs I'm dealing with mealybugs. This is my 3D printed pot that I'm trying out. This is my little jade experiment with my 3D printed pot. And then here's the global green, which I want to put on a moss bowl. And here's a lemon meringue, which I also want to put on a moss bowl. Looks like they're ready to go. So I'm just moving these out of the way so I can get to my light back here and finally get this thing done. Would you say philodendrons are more thrip magnets than monsteras? Absolutely. Monsteras, I'll see if I have thrips. I usually have thrips on these guys. They're always in the little cracks here. So this might be thrip damage, because this thing is not, might be from humidity and stuff too, but maybe some thrip damage. But yes, I find philodendrons to be way worse than monsteras. Now, my water-grown monstera does have thrips on it as well. And where I'll find them is like literally right there. There's 2 thrips. They're in the cracks of the leaves, and I just go along and just smush them. So I will take a cloth with some insecticidal soap, and I make sure I get all these little cracks in between like that. Those are thrips. Do I use systemic? This one is in water, so I can't. At least I don't think so. And then I'm here in Canada and we cannot buy systemic. I think previously it was banned, like it was a banned substance, but I did a little bit of research and it's not banned. There's just no companies that ship it to Canada. So I'm sure there's some sort of regulatory process that they have to go through. But right now, this is pretty much all I do is I just wipe off my leaves with a cloth and just kind of keep up on it. So yeah, they always have little thrips like right there. That's a little thrip. And I find they live in the little creases here of the leaves. So yeah, systemic, I don't know, like I wish I had it, but I've heard some people say that if you use a systemic for thrips and like other sap sucking pests, then spider mites just go like rampant. It just explodes like their population. So I'm not too sure if any of you guys have had any experience with that, but this is pretty much what I do just for pest management is I just kind of look along the, what are these called? The ribs? The ribs, I guess. Yeah, so someone in the comments said, where'd my pencil go? There it is. This is the backup one. This is my blue one. It's becoming, no, that's not, can't believe that plant looks so pristine despite having thrips. And it's just, you know, looking over my plant, I don't want to say daily, maybe once a week. It's kind of what I do. I just look it over. I've spent a lot of time rehabbing this cabinet with thrips. I take every single plant out quite frequently, maybe once every 2 weeks. And then I take them over to my bathroom. I spray off the leaves. Sometimes I will treat them with Safer's End All or Safer's insecticidal soap. I can never tell if my plants have pests or dusts or what. Sometimes it can be really hard to see, but if you have damage that looks like this, spots, or with thrip damage, you can have streaks. Like this is thrip damage right here. That is 100% thrip damage. And it may even have spider mites, like all these little specks. It's probably spider mites right now, so I have to spray this one off. But this is thrips for sure. So if you see like little silvery patches or streaking on the leaves, then it is a pest. So sometimes it can be pretty difficult to tell, but like I said, I spray off my plants. Thrips look like fine sawdust when in the nymph stage. Yeah, they look like little pieces of like tiny, tiny rice. I don't know if I can find another one here or not, but well, I guarantee I can find one. So right there, that's a little thrip. Even up here, like those little things, they're thrips and they like to hide in there. So squish. One thing that, oh geez, I just about knocked over my jades there. One thing that I find helps with, I don't know necessarily with pests, but when I water my plants, I use this little oscillating fan just to help keep air circulation. So do you use alcohol 70%? Yes, I do. For my cactus and succulents that I have upstairs that have mealybugs, I've been trialing a diluted alcohol mixture with like maybe a drop of Dawn dish soap, and it hasn't done anything. Like there's still mealybugs. So I know it's repeat treatments, they're in the soil and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be changing out the soil and things like that. It just gets to be too costly. But yes, I have used alcohol, and I simply use it straight from the bottle as well. Like, where's my little, oops, I have a bunch of plant stuff in here. I usually have an alcohol bottle, but I don't. But yes, I have. My plants get thrips now in summer, just manage them till winter and they go away. Yeah, repeat. So I've been doing some reading on thrips, and they go through like a bunch of different phases, like during their life cycle. I think they have like 2 different nymph stages where they actively feed on the leaves, and then once they reach the next maturing stage, they actually drop down into the soil where they, I guess, live, and then develop wings. Apparently, they can fly. I didn't know that, so that's great. Okay. Oh, there's another pencil down there. I find random pencils everywhere, and then I lose them. Oh, here's my little prop box with some Monstera. This one might need some water. So I got a Monstera, some philodendron, some alocasia corms. Here's another philodendron. Oh, I saw a comment here. Manual removal is the only way to with mealybugs. In my experience, systemic didn't work. The plant treat, yeah. I don't use the Q-tip method with alcohol with mealybugs. I just spray down the entire plant. But the thing is you don't want to put it in or back in direct sunlight afterwards, because you can probably burn it. So I spray them off, and then I just place them like on a table, pulled back from the window. Once they're dry, then I put it back. Have you looked into biological treatments with predatory mites, ladybugs? I have brought many ladybugs in my house over the years, but I don't think they target thrips specifically. I know they, what do they like? What are those cute little bugs? Oh, what are they called? I think they're cute. Oh my, I forgot what they're called. Aphids. I think they're cute little bugs. Ladybugs, I think, primarily search out for aphids. You can think I'm weird if you think that I think aphids are cute, but mealybugs are strong. Take straight alcohol. Yeah, so that's what I do. I use a spray bottle for mealybugs, and I just spray down the entire plant. But I've been, like I said, trialing a diluted alcohol, water, and like 1 drop of dish soap. Do you have a humidifier to keep? Nope. I actually got rid of my humidifiers a little while ago, just because I don't want there to be any humidity or like mold issues in my house. And like right now I'm running a dehumidifier downstairs here because it was my mistake, but had a little bit of a puddle from my my garden hose downstairs. So there's no flood or anything like that. Everything's always been really good downstairs here, but I just don't want any health issues in my house with humidifiers. So my plants, they're not that important. So right now it's 30% downstairs here. So I like that there's a little gauge here to tell you the comfort zone. So anywhere between like 30, 40, 50% is ideal. So I know it's low right now, but whatever. I don't worry about that. So if my plants they don't like this lower humidity, then they can hit the compost bin. I don't have time for finicky plants anymore. I'm just focusing on ones that do well in my conditions. Bug life makes aphids cute. I think they're cute. Oh, they're like really easy to treat. Basically, you take a plant outside and then spray them off. That usually does the trick. But mealybugs, horrendous. They are disgusting. Thrips, yeah, they're terrible. They destroy the plants. But aphids, they're kind of cute. Do you get fungus gnats now that you have your Monstera in water? No, and somebody actually asked if I had a mosquito problem as well. No, like the water is percolating, it's bubbling, so it's not stagnant water, and I haven't noticed any fungus gnats either. I thought for sure I'd get a bunch in my moss poles, but I don't really keep them like moist all the time. They're super dry. Like, just listen to this. Let's see if I can get in nice and close. It's crunchy. It's like toast. Okay, I gotta finish this light. I think my family's gonna be home soon. I'm just going to put you guys down here, but keep the chat going. I got my little mini handheld tripod. I'm gonna try and find a good view here. Really don't know what I'm doing here. So I have them a little bit off center from the, like this one back here. So all I'm going to do is just, oh, I guess I got to push these back before I get spiked. This guy's brutal. And I have to add these 2 little clips because this light has just fallen down. Now what I think I'm going to do is use that, I don't know if you can see it or not, I'll get you right in there. I'm going to use this little pad as a marker spot. So I'm going to drill right in the middle, and this is just really thin, cheap wood. I don't even know if it's wood. I want to get in here so that I'm not blocking the entire shot here. And I'm just going to punch a hole right there. Bingo. Still got 33 people watching me drill a hole on the bottom of my plant shelf. Okay, now I don't have proper tools. I probably should have done that, but I did find this little Allen wrench that has a perfect end for my screw. And I'm just going to drill this in. Hopefully I had the right size drill bit because I didn't have anything smaller. Look at that. Look at that. It's perfect. Woo! It's spinning. Okay, I'm going to snug that up. Perfect. Perfect. What have you used to get rid of them on your jades? I'm talking, or taking, in case, for mealybugs, I use the same thing. Like I just use the hand sanitizer. Basically, it's just the 70% isopropyl alcohol, and I spray off the leaves. Big thing with jade plants is to have airflow so that the alcohol does not sit on the leaves. I actually did a little experiment. I had a few jade leaves on, on this like little mat or something, and then I used different sprays just to see if I could replicate or produce any burning on the leaves. Because I think I burnt one of my plants at some point, but I can't figure out which solution did it, or if it was placed in the sun, so I'm not too sure. I have a feeling that everyone's going to walk in here in a minute and the dogs are going to go crazy, barking and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to punch in another bracket here, and then I'll wrap up the live. So this goes like that. I don't know if you can see it or not. We'll go right there. So that, and then I'll have one maybe like right back here. If I put that one there, not measuring, maybe right there. Something like that. I'll put a little hole. It's going to go right here. So I'll put it right there. It's in line. Now let's see if I can do this all in one shot without having to re-drill. So I'm going to go maybe right here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh, itchy back. Have to go have a great weekend. How warm is your basement during the winter? Pretty much throughout the year. Well, for the winter, I'll set my thermostat to around 21 degrees Celsius, 22. And then at nighttime, we decreased it to around 20 degrees Celsius. I'm not too sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but in the summer, for when we have our air conditioner, I usually set it to 23 degrees to come on. So anywhere between like 21 and 23 degrees Celsius is what I keep my thermostat at. Okay. Now let's pop this back in. Hopefully I got the measurements right. That one, this one, bingo. Now I can plug it back in, and now we have light. This one, or the other one, thankfully has not fallen off. So, okay, that is all I wanted to complete. I pretty much gave you guys a whole tour of my basement. I'm just going to put all my plants back. I should probably show these here real quick. I'm not too sure, like the names. I don't want to pull them out. I'm not too sure of what the names are for most of these, but this one I love. This thing is super cool. And then I have just another couple succulents. I got the booby cactus back there. These are the ones that I grew from seed, and I don't want to poke myself. These ones are all grown from seed, probably a couple years ago. You have to try the toothbrush method. Are you talking about mealybugs on a jade plant? That's actually a good idea. Scrub them down. Use a soft toothbrush along with alcohol to wipe out mealybugs. It really helps to get rid of them. That's awesome. I've never heard that tip before, using a toothbrush. That's actually a great tip. Thank you, appreciate it. I put these guys back like that. And this one can go here. I think I hear some rustling upstairs, so I might have to end this live here pretty quick because the dogs are gonna go crazy. Okay, everything's back. Got my liverworts. This is the one thing that I wanted to get done today, so yeah, 23 Celsius is around 73 Fahrenheit. Perfect, thank you. I appreciate you doing the conversion there. Small eyeshadow brush for mealies. Lots of great tips in the chat, so that's why I love doing these lives. Hopefully my camera work wasn't too shaky for you guys today. I just have a small handheld tripod. I've been holding this for an hour and 12 minutes now, so just kind of catching up on the last little bit here. But if you have any other questions or anything else you guys want to see, amazing advice in the chat. Thanks, guys. Yes, I appreciate all the advice and stuff that you guys give as well. I learn stuff from, yeah, like the toothbrush. I learn from you guys all the time as well. Knock on wood, I don't have any pests. Where do you live that you currently don't have pests? Because I want to live there. No, I missed the live. You can go back and watch it, but this was just a super random last minute. Typically what I normally do for my lives, I look at my camera, I'm like, hey, I should hop on and do a live. I don't know how to like pre-schedule these because right now I'm just using it from my phone. So I don't know how to like give you guys like an hour advance. I don't know if I have to do it on my computer or not, or if I can actually do it on the phone. I haven't seen any options for that. So I thought about doing that today, just giving like a 30-minute heads up kind of thing. I'm curious to know, it came from Judy. Knock on wood, I don't have any pests. Where do you live? Like, are you in Canada, US? Just curious. That's great if you don't have any pests. I'm guessing it's probably in a higher humidity location. Your basement, all the plants look awesome. Thank you, I appreciate that. I do it for the channel, my YouTube stuff. I keep these looking healthy, but I enjoy gardening. I enjoy my plants. These ones, you know, they're the ones that do well for me in my conditions, and I've gotten rid of most that, you know, are really, you know, difficult or challenging, especially when they need higher humidity. Toronto, no pests. That's amazing. I think you guys have higher humidity here than in Saskatchewan. We get really hot and dry summers. Last year, the humidity was through the roof for most of the year, up until the into fall there. But like I said, August gets really hot and really dry. But we have dry winters, cold winters. But yeah, different conditions than Toronto. I want to set up a greenhouse in my basement. My basement is cold, and I was hoping that I would be able to move some plants down there. That'd be awesome if you have a colder basement for a jade plant. If you have like a jade plant outside for the summer, or it gets good light, and then you put it in a cooler basement, then that triggers flowering as well. I've never had any of my jades flower just because I don't have an area where I can, have it around kind of the 12, 15, 16 degrees Celsius. It's either 22 degrees or 21 degrees inside, or minus 20 degrees outside. So there's really no happy medium for that. I wish I had a little cold spot for my jades over winter. Michigan. Someone said Toronto. Oh, someone else said Toronto. Judy's in Michigan. I'm in England and haven't had any pest issues yet either. Like I said, I'm terrible at knowing if I'm looking. Be curious to see what type of pests that England has. So, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to show you guys for today. Tomorrow, like I said, I have this video coming out. I think this is the thumbnail that I'll be going with. I'm just kind of making a couple different versions, but tomorrow will be all about orchids. And then hopefully in the next few weeks here, I'll do a couple more jade plant videos, but I'm really happy with how this one turned out. This plant, like a number of years ago, whoops, I just bumped my hand here. All of these stems were drooped over, like they were hanging and cascading down over the pots, and I just decided to hack them up one day, and they all just became like this, very vertical, which is great. So you can see all of the new branches coming from the thick, chunky, barky portions of the plant. It does have like a little bit of crustiness on the leaves. That might be a thrip. But I've been trying to keep a closer eye on this one here, just so again we don't get a huge area of like thrip damage. But what is the best way to get my jade to adapt to full sun outside? Once the temperatures are nice enough, so this is the overnight temperatures, I think they have to be above 10 degrees Celsius. I like to bring them out when it's around 15 degrees at night, and I put them in full shade. So I have a south-facing backyard, so it gets like absolutely scorching in the summer. So I put them in full shade for probably a couple weeks, maybe like a week and a half. They not only like the sunlight, but they love the heat. So here in Saskatchewan, it is scorching here in the summers. So yeah, put them in a shady spot, and then over the next few weeks, I just like to slowly introduce them to light or higher light as the time goes on. If you have it like in east-facing light, you can give them a little bit of direct morning light for maybe a couple hours, and that'll be good for a few weeks. And then again, just keep slowly bringing them out. So I have them on like my west-facing fence, so it gets that east morning light, and then I'll eventually bring them out to full sun once they're fully acclimated. And then yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. Put it in full shade, slowly bring it out into light. I think someone said south-facing. What is the best way to get my jade adapted to full sun? So south-facing light indoors is great. That's what they need, but you can't just like take them from indoors and then throw them outdoors. It will absolutely cook you. Like even though mine are under grow lights and in my south-facing window, I still put them in full shade outside. Have you ever had pest issues when you put them outside? yes, like there's bugs everywhere. Like they'll get spiders, you'll see spider webs. But last year when I took my jades outside, it was basically at the end of the year. I brought them out too late because of mealybugs. It actually looked like it had less mealybugs when I brought them back inside, just because there are natural predators outside like ladybugs and other insects that will eat the soft bodies of thrips and mealybugs. So mine did really well outside, but over the course of a few days before bringing them back inside, I would just spray them down, clean them up really good. And yeah, it's not like, yeah, like all of my plants have bugs, which is weird. So it's funny because whenever I bring a new plant home, which I haven't done for a while, I'll always say like, there's no need to quarantine it because I'm probably just going to introduce pests to the store-bought one because all of my plants have pests. So you probably will bring down or bring in some pests, specifically spiders, little spiders, which they can be good, I guess, but you probably don't necessarily want them in your house. Do you remember the mealy issue? I wanted to cry when you hacked it down. Are you talking about this one? Look at how good it looks. Oh no, this wasn't the mealybug issue. This was the thrip one. And I completely cut off every leaf and branch. So look at it. It's looking great. I'm not worried about it. Jade plants, they're the one plant that I don't worry about. So, okay, I'm gonna just look at the live chat over here quickly, and then I think I'll wrap it up. I'll clean it up. So yeah, for those that haven't seen my basement before, here's our little kitchen area. Here's my little studio. I call it my basement lab. So my plant workshop table, my computer stuff, and then all my IKEA cabinet. Here's our couch. Got a TV over there. So this is what my basement looks like. Oh, what did that say? Start time for tomorrow's Orchid Live. It's not a live, it's just a video, but I have it set for videos on every Sunday at 8 a.m. And I don't even know what, I think I'm Central Standard Time right now, so whatever time Saskatchewan. We don't change our time, so we don't have daylight savings or anything like that. So I'm not too sure which time zone we're following right now, but it'll be 8 a.m. Saskatchewan time for tomorrow. You're welcome. Okay, so I think I'm going to end the live for right now, but thank you to everyone who showed up kind of last minute. I appreciate all the support. So I do want, and I say this every time, I do want to have more lives down the road, but I just had a couple of things like this light to get done, which is completed, so that's awesome. Yeah. Wish we didn't have daylight savings. Rather have time, leave it alone. That's Saskatchewan. We don't switch our clocks at all throughout the year. So we are a one time zone, which is nice. Okay, I am going to end the stream if I can find the end button. So I don't know how to do it. Oh, I found it. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Yes. Thanks for joining, everyone. Take care. Bye.